Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is he might have been a bucket list for you. Oh my goodness, my hair is just about to drive me. Okay. The scripture comes from Ecclesiastes 31:10. When one finds a worthy wife, her value is far beyond pearls. Her husband, entrusting his heart to her, has an unfailing pride. She brings him good and not evil all the days of her life. She obtains wool and flax and makes cloth with skillful hands. Like merchant ships, she secures her provisions from afar. She rises while it is still night and distributes food to her household. She picks out a field to purchase. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is girt about with strength, and sturdy are her arms. She enjoys the success of her dealings. At night, her lamp is undimmed. She puts her hands to the distaff, and her fingers ply the spindle. She reaches out her hands to the poor and extends her arms to the needy. She fears not the snow for her household. All her charges are doubly clothed. She makes her own coverlets. Fine linen and purple are her clothing. Her husband is prominent at the city gates, as he sits with the elders of the land. She makes garments and sells them, and stocks the merchants with belts. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs at the days to come. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and on her tongue is kindly counsel. She watches the conduct of her household, and eats not her food in idleness. Her children rise up and praise her. Her husband, too, extols her. Many are the women of proven worth, but you have excelled them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. The woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her a reward of her labors, and let her works praise her at the city gates. Baby. So the message is, okay, God is just coming 100% real, okay, just all the way real today. He said, for somebody, you have been asking yourself, how in the world did I fall for the counterfeit? How did this happen to me? What is going on? You know that you are this Proverbs 31 woman without a doubt. You know without a doubt that you are worthy of having a wonderful husband. And it's not to say perfect. I was about to say perfect, but nobody is perfect. So you know he's not going to be perfect. But you know he going to at least check off, a list. You know what I'm saying? You know this is not going to be somebody that's just completely a huge red flag. Everything they do is a red flag. Okay? They can't even go to the restroom without being a red flag. They can't even speak to you without being a red flag. Even when they compliment you, the compliment comes with shade, and therefore it's actually a red flag. God sent me here to tell you that this person may have been a bucket list person. Like, this may have been somebody you always liked them. You always had interest in them. You always daydreamed about them, and you kind of would wonder, oh, what would it be like if I ended up with such and such? What would it be like if me and such was together? What would like you always. And God said, this is why you have to be careful, okay? Whenever somebody emails me asking me about, Star, can you prophesy and let me know what God says about the person that I'm with? 9 out of 10, very seldom does God say yes, okay? 9 out of 10, God says, seek the kingdom of heaven first. Everything else will come after. Why does God say this? Because sometimes we hear God say somebody belongs to us, or we have this feeling that someone belongs to us and we're supposed to be with them, and that's our kingdom spouse. And we begin to idolize the person and completely throw God out the window. And all the while, it could be a situation this person ain't even ready yet. And you are so headstrong on making this person your spouse, on seeing this person be your happily ever after. You are so ready for your happily ever after. You are so focused on it happening now. I just gotta come now, and I need it now. And baby, God said, he ain't say that now. He ain't say that. You may have envisioned in your mind that this person was the person for you. You may have very well heard God say that you would meet your husband soon. You may have very well heard God say that your husband would be similar to them. But then again, a counterfeit is typically being fake. And they are typically being so fake. Like, y'all don't understand, the enemy is trying to fight me on this. I'm having a hard time speaking. My foot is itching randomly. But I'm going to get it out. Baby, God said, you were sitting around wanting this person to be the person for you. And you saw them and the fakeness. Counterfeits can be fake at times. They can, when you look at them, you think to yourself, okay, they got themselves together. Okay, they doing this, they doing that. But then you get in a relationship with them and you find out everything wasn't what it seemed. They made it seem like they had their things together. They made it seem like they had their head on straight. They made it seem like they had everything in order. You find out that they, like, everything is in disarray. Okay, the job that they were saying they had this good job and they was making whatever amount or like whatever, it's really not what it seems. And that's not really end all be all for a relationship. You can always go and apply for a new job. Then you find out that they don't want to put, like, filling out an application. It causes them anxiety and they start to get stressed out and they start sweating. The thought of working a job, it causes problems. They get hives and stuff, okay? It wasn't a deal breaker at first, the thought that maybe that it's not as good as it seems. But the fact that they don't even want to fix it. They're not even trying to fix it. You want to move to a nicer house, but they are comfortable with staying wherever they stay at. They don't want to fix up nothing. They don't want to put it together. They want it just as it is. And you start to realize, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. You start to realize this person, because of the way that they are enjoying living, okay, they're living in a facade. They put on a show like they have a certain thing going on. Then you get over there and you get with them and you're in a relationship with them and you start to see that it's fake. It's like a double-sided mirror type. So you know what I'm saying? It's like not double-sided, a fog mirror situation. It looked like it was all good. It looked like y'all would have made a perfect couple. It looked like y'all would have been able to live happily ever after. And you start to realize you can't even focus on the duties that God has called you for, or very well just be yourself with this person, because they have so many things in disarray that you got to focus on what they got going on before you can even focus on yourself. And God was trying to warn you about this. But because you were in this mindset of, no, this is my person, and this is the happily ever after, and this is no, I gotta be with such and such, and they make me happy. You don't even realize, you can't even stop for a second to realize that they don't make you happy. They give you anxiety. The same anxiety that they get when they hold on to a job application, or that they figure out that they need to sign a lease and get some kind of lease agreement, or they gotta pay a bill. That's the same anxiety you get dealing with them. But you have, because of the fog mirror, you see them and you think, no, this is happiness. This is joy. Yeah, I'm happy. This is happy. And you start saying to yourself, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything on fire. But you telling yourself everything's fine. God said this person was somebody that was on a bucket list. Okay, this is somebody you always wanted to be with them, regardless if they was just so fine. They so fine, so handsome. Okay, they know they the sweetest pie. You talk to them and they got all the correct kind of conversation. They got charisma, the charisma off the charts. And you didn't even realize that this same charisma that they used to rear you in, they used the same charisma with all the women that they was cheating on you with, baby. They use that same charisma to convince people that you are lying about abuse. Okay, they use that same charisma to convince people that you making stuff up and that they really is like the fog mirror and they not really what's behind the fog mirror. Baby, but God removed all that fog so you can see directly through the mirror, and you were like, hold on a second. Something not right. Baby, God said, don't beat yourself up about it. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all know God is very forgiving. He loves us so much, and he is not like man. You know, with people, you got to sit there and explain to them for about an hour why you making the decision that you're making that doesn't affect their life in any shape, form, or fashion. But when it comes to God, all you got to do is say, I realize what I did wrong, and can you please forgive me, because I don't want to ever do that again. And he'll be like, I forgave you. I forgive you, and I have forgiven you. Now, come on. Okay. And basically, God is saying you are in a place where you yourself are punishing yourself. You yourself are saying to you, how did I do this? And why did I end up in this mess? And how could this possibly happen? Why didn't I see the signs? This person may have been trying to use their charisma on you for a long time, but it just didn't work. And finally, they caught you in a spot where they were able to woo you and sweet talk you and cascade away, okay, Casanova you right on over there. And then you realize the fog started to clear up. And you saw them for who they were. And you realize that you were not equally yoked with them because you got all this going on. And they, you know, just like I said, you know, even if they, you know, they were putting on a show like the career was so amazing, the career they made so much, and the career was going so good, you realize it really wasn't all that good. However, not only did it may have had some little dark secrets, maybe they were doing some little twisted stuff in the background, being reminded of the movie East Bayou, where the father was a doctor. And he will always tell his wife, he got this client, he got that client, he got to go here, he got to do that. Baby, he gets to them clients' house, he ain't administering any medicine. He's not using, he don't need his stethoscope. Because all he needs to do is take off his clothes and lay it down, and the woman will pay him. Baby, a hot mess. Going around and just committing adultery to the fullest extent. Not only was he married, but he was messing around with married women, and he did fall to his own shenanigans at the end of the movie. I'm saying this to say, somebody, you found out some things that you were appalled about. You were shocked. You didn't understand it. This person, they made it look so good. God said, in reality, the reason that it happened the way that it did is because they tricked you. They tricked you. And you in your heart, instead of you hearing God, God was telling you, no, you need to be careful. No, get away from them. No, they're not for you. No, I don't like them. No, I don't want you with them. I'm not. God kept telling you. But you kept thinking, but no, this is my happily ever after. No, this is the person that is for me. No, this is this. You may have been sent dreams by God about this person, but instead of you realizing that those were warnings, you thought that they were, you thought that they were supposed to mean that this person was for you. God was warning you to go the other way. But you took it as this is the person for you because you were idolizing them, and you were idolizing the thought of what would happen if I ended up with such and such. It will be a happily ever after if I could just build a life with them. And it will be, we will have the cutest kids, and our kids will look like this, and we could do this, and you had all these plans, and you didn't stop to realize the person that you had all these plans for and with, they ain't had the same plans as you. They ain't want none of that. They were happy with the things that they had going on. Just like I said, you may have realized they didn't make as much money as they said they did. But then again, you accepted that that's okay. You tried to help them get a better job. I'm being reminded of Gabrielle Union in the movie Think Like a Man, when she not only helped Odu apply for the job, she retyped his resume. And he still refused to get the job. He wanted to live his life exactly as it was. He wanted to have that same nasty couch that him and all his friends did God knows what on. He insisted on having toys hanged up and on shelves in his room and all that. Like, it was just, he wanted to live his life the way it was, and he wanted her to accept it. And she realized that, it wasn't going to work. God is saying for somebody, you realize that it just wasn't going to work. You weren't equally yoked with this person. And it's okay. God said he already forgave you for that. As soon as you told God that you realized what was going on and you repented, God said he forgave you. Don't beat yourself up anymore. It's okay. You thought that this person was the one for you, and they weren't. You are only human. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You still this here. You still fit the Proverbs 31 person. Just because you ended up with somebody that wasn't the kind of man that this woman should be married to, don't mean that you are no longer this woman. You just get back acclimated to being single. Get back in love, fall back in love with yourself. Don't sit around hating yourself and having hate in your heart towards yourself, because guess what? God loves you, and you should love you. And I love you. Okay, and that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.